Hey everybody, welcome back to the NR 2003 series here today. That's our the iRacing AI series. I am a big dum dum there. So, we're here. We're gonna be at Homestead and Watkins Glen today. Homestead for 139 laps. Give me 1 second. And then the Glen for 63 laps. So should be a fun stream. And let's get on into it. Um, Let me make sure I got all the settings right. 139 laps. We'll do an 8 p.m. race for Homestead. It's gonna be a night race. 81 degrees. And then I was changing this to 70. I thought that's what I had it at last time, but I was wrong. 70 for that, and then keep it this way. Everybody's still equal cars, and let's get on into it. Make sure it says 139. It does, and we are good to go. And before we get on into it, let's look at the standings. Tony Stewart is your points leader over Dan Park, Mike Bliss, Dale Jarrett, Kevin Harvick, Rusty Wallace, Kenseth Lingerfeld, Todd Bodine, and Angel Gutierrez, your top 10. Uh, Top 11 are all with 100 points, so points can easily change as first place has 566. And let's get on into it. Oh, wait. Open trading paints, or are we not going to have paints today? And let's go. I'm going to open this. And then back to iRacing as it loads up. We get ready to go. I hope everybody had a good day today so far. Whether you're watching the stream or you are watching it on YouTube one way or another. Ba 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 dum ba dum. There we go. Now let's go find the 20. We watch your pole sitter to see where they qualify every week. We'll do TV2. We're gonna do that's TV3. There's TV1. Lap 1 for Tony. Let's see where he ends up qualifying here. Everybody is on track. He's using middle line. Interesting. Looks like Jesse Adams to pole. Stewart ends up starting 4th so far. Everybody has a second lap. That's stupid. Oh, I see 36. Okay, there's Biffle. There should be 39 cars. Stewart gets up to third. Devin Zimmerman takes pole. Emerson up to second. Jesse Adams, Gavin Wintry, Maisie Crichton, Rusty Wallace, and Casey Kane, your top 8. Just to make sure. Oh, yep, we got all 39. Biffle is dead last. Rip Bistel. Or Biffle. Bistel. Ha! Haven't done that one before, but that's funny. And they're all coming down the pit road. We can advance. Devin Zimmerman gets his first pole in the year in the 33 Chevrolet. Now, it's going to go to a night race, though. So, can they make that speed stick? Going from day to night, we'll find the 33. Ba-doop. I will grid and ungrid. And it says about 50 laps in gas. I'm thinking 45 laps or around that is what they're going to be getting. And fuel and whatnot. And back to the 33. God damn it. There we go. And Devin Zimmerman, Emerson Arden, Tony Stewart, Jesse Adams, Gavin Wintermute, Maisie Crichton, if that's how you say it, Rusty Wallace, Casey Kane, Matthew Hubert. Unfortunately, his paint did not load this week, and Dan Park are your top 10 starters here today. So your points leader starting third. We'll see where he ends up finishing with that. I don't know if so that's TV3. That's TV1. Oop. I think TV1 for this track. I'm not sure. I don't want the relative up. There. But now it's a lot less cluttered. And we'll put this up for the race. We'll move that later when we're done. That's gonna annoy me still.
Green, green, green.
Green, 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 and we are off. Devin Zimmerman gets an okay start. Emerson stays even with him here. Looks like going into turn number 1 at Homestead. We'll do TV2, hoping it ends up being better. They're still side by side here. Going into 1-2. Emerson gets the jump on Zimmerman. Tony Stewart is right there with the 20. And man, we got Gavin Winchby all the way on the bottom in the 21 here. He's trying to get up past Tony Stewart, as he was up front in the last race of Pocono until the end when he pit for some reason really early. And they're still side by side for second and third and fourth, sorry. But Devin Zimmerman come back at Emerson Arden here, down the back straightaway. Here comes the 33 to the inside of the 48, and he's going to clear Emerson. Now we go back, Tony Stewart. Gavin is now falling back behind Jesse Adams. Maisie now right there with Matthew Hubert in the 11 on the bottom. Unfortunately, the paint did not load for the 11 here today. And it looks like we're single file back here for the moment. Rusty Wallace now on the outside of Casey Kane in the 19. Side by side with the 2 car. Rusty will fall behind Casey Kane, and here comes Dave Blaney now in the 07. To the inside of Rusty Wallace. Dan Park following right there in the 9 car. Trying to get up there past the 2. Here comes Mark Martin in the Viagra car. Dan Park all the way on the bottom getting a run. Now they might end up going 3 wide back here. And they are going to go 3 wide here in the turns 1 and 2. And Dan Park has to let up. And he loses 2 spots in the corner there. As we continue to watch this battle, we might go up here a little bit. Looks like Casey Kane is catching up to Maisie. Maybe not. Kane cannot get there. And now we're in the middle of that run where we basically wait till tires start wearing out. Jesse Adams might be catching up to Tony Stewart though. Maisie Crichton now to the inside of Matthew Hubert. trying to get that pass to work. And this is for a top 6 right now. They're still side by side here through turns 2, 1 and 2, sorry. They're going about 180 and whatnot. And now Casey Kane looking to make a 3 wide back here for the 6th position. Kane really close to the 11 right there. It looks like the 26 Amazing will get the spots here as the top 4 pull away. As this is the first battle on the track. Matthew Hubert goes way wide there. Now he's going to lose the position maybe to Dave Blaney also as Kane tries to get to Maisie. We got a battle for 3rd. It looks like Jesse Adams is going to clear the 20 Tony Stewart easily. As the top 2 stay the same for the moment. Jesse Adams, though, moving up through the field. We'll go back here. Rusty Wallace now battling Matthew Hubert. Hubert losing spots now. He's back to where he started. He gained spots and now losing them. His first couple cars have pulled away. Tony got back around Jesse Adams, it says. As we continue to watch the battle of the 11. As he falls away. Dave Blaney now to the inside. Casey Kane up here for the 7th position, sorry. Almost at the 6th. Dave Blaney is there. Now they got Rusty Wallace in the picture back here. Kane's going to clear on the high line. Dave Blaney cannot make it work in the bottom there, but now he's going to get past the 2 of Rusty. Rusty couldn't get it to work in the high line. And here comes Matthew Hubert back to the inside of Mark Martin. Hubert fell outside the top 10, back in the top 10 now. Basically just waiting on those pit stops. We're a long way away from there. It looks like the 11 has Mark Martin back around the outside here through turn number 4. Mark gonna take the top 10 spot from the 11. Well, you got time. Let's go see where your number 7 is. You're back here. You're in the mix of everybody. You're in 21st. You're in the hornet's nest. Just qualify better. That's all you need. And the top 2 are pulling away now. Devin about 7/10 ahead of Emerson is Joshua Malenko now almost 3 wide with a couple drivers here. Go back up here. Still battle around the top 10. The 11, Matthew Hubert, continues to fall. Got up to like 5th and now it's falling. Has Lingerfeld here and the 94 Devin Smith. He's going to fall all the way back to 13th now and continues to drop like a rock. Having no paint scheme is really hurting that driver today. He's trying to get up to Gavin Wintermute up here. Nah, I can't. I'm washed. You're not washed. You just take a little longer to get going. Nobody able to do anything up front at the moment. Rusty Wallace looking to the inside of Dave Blaney. Rusty, though, has lost 2 spots since the beginning of the race. Somehow the top 6 have managed to get back to where they started after initially passing each other. As that starts to get spread out here. The first battle on track looks like Kurt Busch and Kenny Wallace around 16th place at the moment. Can't believe I'm saying this, but Pocono had better racing than this. And here comes here comes Travis Popple trying to get in this. Kurt Busch passes Kenny Wallace back on the bottom there. Dan Park, I think, just got passed by 38 of Daniel Voiles. Dan falling back 5 spots. Kurt Busch, though, in the 97 has gained 21 spots in this race. He is on the move here. Kurt trying to break into the top 15, trying to get the Dan Park. Matthew Hubert, once again, falling back behind Devin Smith right here. We got a battle for 5th. Casey Kane has taken 5th away from the 26 and 21. They have both lost one spot now. Kane has Gavin now to the inside. Not quite. Kane just sends it off in there. And now the 26 Amazing is going to try and get back around the 21. As Devin Zimmerman has a 2.5 lead now over Emerson Arden. Can the 26 get back around the 21 here now? Kane now up into 5th, trying to get another top 5 there for that number 19. It looks like things have settled down up here for the moment. Back to Lingerfeld, Matthew Hubert, and Devin Smith. These three have been battling since they got near each other all race, and Hubert really loose on the bottom there in the 11. Can't seem to keep it straight. We might have a battle for 3rd. It looks like Tony Stewart. Nope. Jesse Adams may be catching up to the 20. He got up there early on. Got up in the 2nd and then fell right back to where he started. Jesse coming right back at Tony right here. Back to the inside. All of a sudden off of turn 2. Had a great run. Side by side with the 20 now. Sends it into 3 and 4. Can they hold it on the bottom? Tony trying to hold it on the top there. The 1 gets a little loose, goes up the track. Tony kept his foot in it. He goes right back around the outside of Jesse Adams there. They got a battle back here. Looks like Dave Blaney getting really close to 26 to try and get around. Maybe not. Maybe lost it there. Jesse Adams really falling back behind Tony now. About half a second. Looks like Kane might be catching up to them now. Casey Kane has a great run on Jesse Adams now. Can they do anything down the front straightaway here? It doesn't look like Kane can quite do anything yet. But it's looking to the high line there. Here now looks like Jesse Adams might be pulling back away from the 19. Unless they get loose. Dave Blaney trying to get back around the 26 Amazing at this moment. Amazing hanging on over that Chevrolet. Jack Daniels hounding that car. Looks like Dave Blaney cannot get it down there. Devin Smith looks like he has gotten the best of Matthew Huber for right now and Lingerfeld. As the field is starting to get spread out. Can Travis Koppel get up to Kenny Wallace here? Back up here, looks like 4th, 5th, and 6th are close to each other again. Gavin Wintermute now trying to get back to Casey Kane, wants to get back into the top 5. Maybe Kane used quite a bit of his tires and now he's falling back. But Jesse Adams is still hounding the 20 of Tony Stewart right now, your points leader. People need the 20 to have a bad race today. And he qualified 4th and now he's up to 3rd. Sorry, he qualified 3rd. My bad. I swear to God it was 4th. Kurt Busch now continuing to move up. Passes Lingerfeld, and that is 24 spots gained for the 97 here today. Kurt Busch says he has a race-winning pace in that Smirnoff Ice car. Can he break the top 10 here before the first round of pit stops? Or will Lingerfeld battle him for that spot right back? Doesn't look like it, but Kurt continues to move up. Right now you got Rusty Wallace looking to get up in the ninth to try and pass Mark Martin here. Emerson's still about a second, 1.4 behind Devin Zimmerman. Kurt Busch now to the inside of Matthew Hubert. That's going to be for 12th. That is 25 spots gained for the 97. There's actually an AI making up spots. But Kurt goes back to the bottom of the 11 all the way up top, trying to use that high line to get back around. And it looks like Matthew Hubert will get it to work. Kurt is still there though on the inside. And now Hubert just sends it into 3 and 4. He might get to Devin Smith with that run. Gets to the inside of the 94. Side by side now down the front straightaway. But Devin Smith has the edge. Hubert though sends it into 3 and 4 right now. And he will clear. Here comes Kurt Busch though. He wants the position on Devin Smith now. Smith now falling back. Kurt looks like he's going to clear the 94 Smith. Can he get to Matthew Hubert now? Looks like Kurt Busch will get to that inside. Kurt trying to get up until 11th. And nope, he cannot get it done. Here comes Devin Smith right back at him. Kurt got a little loose there. Devin Smith hanging tough on the outside. And Smith going to get that spot back. Has a great run off of turn 2. Devin Zimmerman just pulling away. Can he have a good pit stop though? That's the big thing. What about Dan Park? What can he do back here? He's trying to battle Lingerfeld for 14th. We might have another battle for the 10th place up here again. Matthew Hubert is there. Kurt right back around Devin Smith though. We missed that one. As they continue to battle towards the back half of the top 10. Rusty trying to get into the top 10, or Hubert just got around him and I missed it. We might have a battle for 7th and 8th. Dave Blaney back on the 26 of Maisie, trying to get that spot. Dave Blaney's still there at the quarter panel. Goes to the bottom and sends it there into 1 and 2, and Dave Blaney gets around the 26. Here comes Mark Martin now. Can Maisie get the 07 back? Will Mark end up getting into this fight? As we go back here, Kurt Busch did get around the 94 finally. Mark now looking to the inside of Maisie. Here comes Mark Martin to the inside. Mark will get that spot at the line. And Maisie has now lost 3 since the beginning of the race. Mark Martin, Dave Blaney up 3, Casey Kane up 3. Top 4 has stayed the same. Right now 10th, Kurt Busch. There's our Rusty Wallace, Kurt Busch. Still battling Devin Smith behind. That is for 11th and 12th. They cannot seem to get away from each other back here. And up here, Maisie coming right back at Mark Martin down the front straightaway. Wants the 8th position back. At least one of the 2 she lost. He cannot get it done. Mark, though, maybe looking to get to Dave Blaney. Wait for pit stop. I guess I think it's around lap 50 they will end up pitting. So we might get 2 stops in this race. Well, actually, I could be wrong. Yeah, Rusty Wallace is pitting now. Lap 29, so they're pitting way sooner than I thought. I'll go up to our race leader, Devin Zimmerman. Can he hang on? Does he have to pit here soon with the 2 pitting already? The 2 is the only one on pit road there that last time by. So maybe he's just trying a different strategy. It's worked out for some and sometimes it hasn't. Rusty though was at the end of the top 10 when that happened. It looks like maybe Jesse Adams catching back up to Tony Stewart. Back up. God damn it. It looks like Tony's pitting this time as he's way in the bottom here. Top two stay out. Yep, Tony Stewart is pitting. And actually quite a bit more people pit that time by, so will Devin Zimmerman pit this time. There's at least a good chunk of cars there. I don't think the 33 is pitting yet, because I think you come in off of turn 3 and actually use the access road, I think. Third place pit for Jesse Adams there. Emerson and Devin Zimmerman still out on track. They're taking the long road here. Couple more people pit this last time by. 33 does not seem to be pitting yet. Same with the 48 at Emerson. They're still both staying out. So there's a lot of different strategies happening on this one. Devin Zimmerman and Emerson stay out again. There's a lot of different strategies going on. Top 6 still haven't pit, and I don't know who else has yet to pit. I think it's like the top 19 haven't. Half the field is pit, half the field hasn't. It's from what it looks like so far. And we're going to stay on the race leader until that happens. Mitchell Hodak dead last right now, along with Jacob Provost. Emerson pits this last time by lap 35. David Blaney takes second. Kurt Busch to pit road there. Actually making up so many spots on the first run. Devin Zimmerman staying out once again. Interesting strategy. There's a lot more strategy going on this race. So I think, yeah, top 15 it looks like have yet to pit. Here comes Tony Stewart trying to unlap himself. Did get out ahead of Jesse Adams here. So 33 looks like they might slow down Tony Stewart here a little bit. It looks like the 33 is pitting. Oh, nope, he was just low on the corner there. Top 13 a pit now. Top 12 have yet to pit. Tony has unlapped himself, so he's in the net lead at the moment. Emerson, I don't know where he's at compared to Tony. Here comes Jesse Adams unlapping himself from the 33, and Emerson fell back quite a bit. At least a good couple spots behind him. With Devin still staying out, this might get the lead to Tony here. Oh, I see we lost some frames. Looks like we're good again though. And Devin Zimmerman finally pits here. See what the 33 comes out after this. Dave Blaney, Mike Bliss, and Cropley all stay out still. So we got some guys that can go 40 laps. You got some guys that only went 32 like Tony, 33 like Jesse Adams. Emerson went to 36. So there's definitely a lot of different strategies going on. Dave Blaney pits. And yeah, Devin Zimmerman lost a lot of time. Mike Bliss pits and Colin Cropley pit all in lap 40. So you can go 40 laps. We're going to go through the field here once it all cycles out. And it looks like it will here. Tony Stewart is your race leader. Points leader back to the race lead over Jesse Adams now as they pit basically at the same time. Emerson, who was up front with Devin Zimmerman, back to third, but has fresher tires by 4 laps over Tony, 3 laps over Jesse Adams. Casey Kane also pit lap 32 along with the 21 Gavin. That's your top 5. Your race leader for most of this race, Devin Zimmerman, back to 6th with staying out longer here. Maisie back to 7th. Rusty Wallace is 8th. And Rusty pit lap 30. He was the earliest to pit. Mark Martin 9th. And Matthew Hubert right now finding himself 10th. Lingerfeld is 12th. Dan Park, sorry, is 12th. Lingerfeld in 11th. My bad. Todd Bodian up to 13th. Travis Koppel 14th. Kurt Busch up to 15th. Lost a couple in pits. Devin Smith 16th. Bill Elliott 17th. Dave Blaney 18th. 19th. Voiles and Jeff Burton rounds out your top 20. Jeff Green, Michael Waltrip, Bowen Adams, Christian Bracken, and Kyle Penny round out your top 25. Dale Jarrett, Matt Kenseth, Mitchell Hodak, Kenny Wallace, and Jacob Provost round out your top 30. Kevin Harvick, Mike Bliss, Malenko, Markle, Biffle round out your top 35. Ricky Rudd, Ben Park, Angel Gutierrez, and Cropley round out the field here today. Cropley, you know, he stayed out the longest, pit lap 41, and he, in theory, could, you know, has the freshest tires. We'll see what he can do with it. The field has gotten really spread out now. Let's go find some battles to watch. It looks like we might have one for 8th place right now. The Mark Martin hounding Rusty Wallace right now. 2-lap fresher tires, though, on Mark Martin's car here. And it looks like Emerson is catching up to Jesse Adams up there, too. We'll go take a look at that in a second. It doesn't look like Mark's getting there. We're going to go see what the 48 does. 48's got 3-lap pressure tires on the one. Can Emerson get around him? That's the big question. Tony and Jesse Adams both up 2 spots. Emerson lost 1, Kane up 4. Devin Zimmerman down 4 after those pit stops. Like I said, a lot of different strategies. I'm surprised about that. It doesn't always happen with AIs in here. Emerson pounding the one car now, as I'm going to grab Coke. Ta-da! We're going to continue to watch this battle up here. Everybody's still on lead lap 4 right now. Casey Kane looks like he's entering this picture. About 5/10 back from Emerson. And Kane definitely looks like Kane is caught. Like he's lost from Jesse Adams, though, has caught Tony Stewart. 0.3 of a second here. I'm surprised the 48's not catching up. Emerson has lost a lot of time all of a sudden. Maybe he got loose and I didn't see it. Jesse's just like hovering around 3/10, sorry, behind Tony right here. And I feel like he's slowly gaining and then slowly losing. Right there, it looks like he had a great run off of turn 4, but can he get to the 20? And then he loses the 10th again. Emerson, though, and Devin Zimmerman got back around the 19 of Casey Kane. Zimmerman back up in the 4th. He does have the freshest tires are, everybody. 8 lap fresher than Tony. So we'll see what happens with that. Jesse Adams now falling back. We'll keep an eye on that. We got a battle for 8th. Looks like Mark's still trying to get around Kurt Busch. Or sorry, Rusty Wallace. They were both in that car. Mark, great run off for 4. And he got the Kurt Busch, or Rusty Wallace there. God damn it. The 2 car is going to fuck me up. Mark clears these on the 2 Rusty. It looks like Emerson might be catching up to Jesse Adams up here. Maybe not. The battle's a lot closer up front, just nobody's catching quite as fast as you would think they should. We got Todd Bodine hounding the 07 Dave Blaney for 13th place right now. Because the top 5 are definitely really close to each other, just nothing is happening up there. We need them to get to lap traffic here. When we get to around, I mean, we're getting to pit stops already again. We're almost lap 60. Looks like Jesse Adams had a problem there because he's Emerson really close to him now. Emerson looking to the bottom here on the 1, and nope, it looks like he lost time because of that. That might allow Devin Zimmerman to get to him. Can Zimmerman get there? He wants the race lead back. He dominated the beginning of this race. Zimmerman to the bottom, to the inside of the 48, almost gets to the corner panel of the 48, almost hits him, but clears the 48. Of Emerson, Devin is back up in the 3rd. But now, with that pass on Emerson, he's lost so much time to Jesse Adams. Is he going to be able to get back up there before pit stops start again? We will have to wait and see still. Zimmerman falling back now, or Emerson falling back from Zimmerman now. As the field is spread out. We got a battle for 11th, it looks like. Dan Park trying to get around Kyle Lingerfeld back up here in 11th, but here comes Dave Blaney trying to get around Dan Park. Blaney now to the inside, and he's going to clear, and that is for 12th position. And Dave Blaney's going to go for Lingerfeld now. He's going to go on the outside of the 12. They both get a little loose there. Dave Blaney's still looking around the outside here. Jesse Adams once again catching up to Tony Stewart. But not enough for me to change off of this. With this battle happening, this allowed Todd Bodine to Todd Bodine to get around Dan. Well, Dave Blaney still battles Lingerfeld here. And it looks like Casey Kane is catching up to Emerson. And Lingerfeld hangs on to that spot for right now. Dave Blaney now falling back to Todd Bodine, and we got a battle for 4th. Looks like Casey Kane has caught up to the 48 of Emerson. Emerson's starting to lose some steam here. And now he's losing steam to Emerson. Todd Bodine battling Dave Blaney now to the inside. Dave Blaney loses another spot to Todd Bodine. Let me go back a little farther. Devin Smith now caught back up to Dan Park. He's trying to get around the 9 car. Because up front, Up here again, Dave Blaney goes back to the inside of the 54, but nothing can happen there. They all get back in line now. And here comes Dan right back at the 07. Back to the inside, the 9 goes. Can't quite get there. Dan, all of a sudden, great run to the middle of the turn. And Dan's going to clear. It looks like Dave Blaney on the front straightaway. Now, can he get back up? No, he doesn't. He brakes a little early and allows Dave Blaney to get back to the outside of the 9 car Dan Park. Can Dan get the move done here now? Devin Zimmerman catching up to Jesse Adams. We'll watch that here in a second. Dan Park loses that spot, and here comes Dave Blaney back at Todd Bodine for 12th. And nope, that battle fizzled out up front. It's Dave Blaney right back around the outside of Todd Bodine there. The top 10 are all spread out from each other, and this is the closest battle on track right now. Back half of the field, super close. Now Dan Park should be able to get a decent run. Todd Bodine's a little lower than normal off the corner here. Looks like the 9 of Dan got a good run, but has nothing to do with it. Is to the rear bump of the 54. Where's the 9 gonna go? Dan Park goes to the outside. Todd Bodine on the bottom gets a little loose. Looks like Dan can't do anything with it, and this might allow Devin Smith to get to his inside. Devin Smith is there. Can Smith make it work? Off of turn 4. Dan would have had that spot still. Nobody's pitted yet, and we got into lap 60, and the first person last time pitted in lap 30. Interesting, different strategies going on already this time. Here comes Devin Smith back at Dan Park now. To the inside here, 14th place. Up front, nobody is caught up to each other. Just a choo-choo train up there. Dan Park still hangs on over Devin Smith at the moment. The back half of the field is catching. Or the leaders are catching the back half finally. We'll see what happens when they get to them. Now you got Bill Elliott trying to get to the inside of Travis Quapple right here. We see 6th place is catching Casey Kane. Keep an eye on that for a second and see if they get close enough or not. Travis Quapple though to the inside of Smith. As Tony Stewart continues to lead after those last round of pit stops. Quapple still to the inside of the 94 here. And he loses that spot out to Devin Smith for the moment. We got pit stops already. And it is Casey Kane's the first one on the pit road. Now we'll go back up to our race leader, Tony Stewart, and see when he pits. Tony's still out all by himself up front. Now, if he stays out longer than some, I'd be surprised. It looks like Gavin Wintermute has pit this time. Top 4 has stayed out. Devin Zimmerman got back around Emerson, but those two both still have lost spots to Tony and Jesse Adams. And neither of these guys have pit this time. These 4 all stay out now. Maisie Creighton and Matthew Huber all also stay out, from what I can see. So Tony doesn't pit, Jesse doesn't pit. Top four stay out again. Fifth place also stays out. We know Devin Zimmerman can go the longest in fuel out of these guys. Will he do that again? And Tony's gone a couple more laps than what he did the first run, because 32-32 is 64. We're coming to lap 68 here. And it looks like Emerson's pitting this time. So Tony's gone longer than he did the first run. By quite a bit. It looks like Tony's pitting this time as he's showing he's going to the bottom of the track. So Jesse Adams stays out here. And Devin Zimmerman stays out once again. Now we know Devin Zimmerman, he can go at least to lap 80 after going 40 the first time. So I presume the 33 will go that long this time. But if he doesn't, I would be surprised. It looks like Jesse Adams is pitting this time. Casey Kane goes around there. And there we go, Jesse Adams pits. And Dave Blaney back there in fourth at the moment did stay out 41 laps, so he could, in theory, go to 82. Will they all go that long? I don't know. I think the 33 will try staying out long. Devin Zimmerman does stay out once again. Top six has stayed out. We know Tony, I think, just in front of the leader. If he is, he might still be on lead lap. Yeah, so top Casey Kane. So Casey Kane's the theoretical leader at the moment. Colin Cropley, so top 14 have yet to pit. Devin Zimmerman pits now. What about the 26? Does the 26 come in? No, Maisie Creighton stays out. They pit lap 33, so they've doubled their laps. That's different. Dave Blaney stays out, Dan Park, Bill Elliott, and Mike Bliss still out here. It looks like the 26 is pitting this time. We'll have to find the 07 after this. Does Dave Blaney come in yet? Dave Blaney's coming in now. What about Dan Park in the 9? Dan Park comes in. Bill Elliott stays out in the 91. So a lot of different strategies going on here. It looks like everybody else behind has pit. Except for Bill Elliott. Bill Elliott's the last one out here. Tony Stewart is back to the race lead. Got around Casey Kane. Emerson, Jesse, and now Devin Zimmerman. So Jesse Adams has lost some spots. Bill Elliott still staying out. And he pit lap 36. He's doubled his laps. looks like Bill Elliott will pit this time. As we will wait to be able to switch on to the race leader here. Who's at actually the end of the field. That's where Tony Stewart is. Tony Stewart right behind Colin Cropley now. Let's see, looking at the different strategies. Stewart laps 69, Kane 64, 68 for Emerson Adams, 70, Zimmerman 72, and Gavin 65. The whole top six is pitting a different lap from each other. We got a battle for third or second. Emerson getting close to Casey Kane here. Tony, like I said, Emerson might be falling back to Jesse Adams now. Adams looking to the bottom. That was right. Here comes Emerson to the inside of Casey Kane. This is for second place now. And Emerson will clear the 19 of Casey Kane. Can Emerson get up to Tony Stewart now? And Jesse Adams now to the inside of Casey Kane. Kane is now falling back. Jesse Adams is there. Casey Kane side by side now with Jesse Adams. Adams trying to hang tough on the bottom there off of turn 2. It looks like he will. This will maybe allow Devin Zimmerman into this picture. Here comes Devin Zimmerman to the inside of Casey Kane here in 3 and 4. And Zimmerman to the line. He will beat Casey Kane right there. Can any of these guys go and catch Tony Stewart though? Zimmerman still side by side with the 19. They're going to go 3 wide here down the back straightaway. Kane all the way in the top, Jesse Adams in the middle. Zimmerman gets 2 spots for 1 there, and he clears them. Kane still trying to get around the 1 of Jesse Adams. Now Emerson, 1.3 behind Tony. Tony not really catching the lap traffic like we thought he might have. But he has not done that yet. We'll go back here. It looks like people in front of Tony are battling now, so if he ends up catching up to them, it could bring stuff closer together. Nobody's super close right now in the top 10. There's a battle back here for round 17th. Daniel Voiles, Dan Park, and Bowen Adams in the 3. Dan Park looking to get to the 38 now. To the inside, has a great run right there. Can he clear the 38 though? That's the big question. Still side by side down the front or back straightaway, sorry. Now into 3 and 4. Dan will clear the 38. Bill Elliott, who stayed out the longest, lap 75, he's caught up to this pack. So he has the freshest tires out of this group. This Tony might actually be catching the back of the field now. You can see 38, 39 is battling. Bill Elliott goes around the outside of Bowen Adams there off of turn number 4. Turn 2, sorry. We might have a battle for third. I gotta watch that. Jesse Adams getting closer to Devin Smith or Zimmerman. We're gonna go. Malenko has lost 13 spots. Cropley 16. Jacob 20. It's not a good day for any of them. Tony Stewart's right behind them. Emerson now falling into the clutches. Zimmerman and Jesse Adams. They need to not battle each other as Tony is caught up to Mal. That's going to slow Tony up. Can these guys get to him? You know. Doesn't look like anybody's catching up here. Boing, 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 boing. Ooh, what the hell? Dave Blaney trying to get around Travis Qualpa right now for 14th. It looks like Devin, now that I get off of them, is caught up to Emerson. As they are slowly looking like they're catching in to Tony Stewart. Catching up, I should say. Yo, yo. Devin now just falling back. Looks like Jesse's catching him versus him catching Emerson. Why is that so? We'll focus on most exciting from it. Got Merkel battling Kenny Wallace. This is this is the 30th. Oh, now that I get off of it, Devin Zimmerman, Jesse Adams passes him on the inside. Will Zimmerman be able to get back to him? Tony, you can see Emerson's maybe catching, not quite a bit yet, but they got some lap traffic up ahead. Let's go on board with Emerson for a lap. There we go. Go on board with Emerson for a couple laps here as he tries to chase down the 20 Tony Stewart with a lot of lap traffic up ahead. Emerson about a second behind right now. An hour into this race, and we got 49 to go. So it should be one more pit stop for everybody. Emerson definitely catching up to Tony now with the lap traffic up ahead here. Oh, wrong one. I don't remember what camera I had it in. Was it 2? No, that's scenic. There we go, 2. What can Tony do with all this lap traffic up ahead of him? that battle for third again. Here comes Devin Zimmerman back at the one to Jesse Adams. Trying to go around the outside here for Devin Zimmerman. It looks like he will clear the one with ease around the outside. Looks like Tony, he just can't get around the left traffic. Yeah, Tony is still not able to get around the lap traffic from what I can tell. Emerson kind of catching, kind of not. They're kind of on equal tires. The two drivers in front of Tony, I think, are battling. Will this allow the 48 to catch up at all? Devin Zimmerman trying to get back up into the picture after leading the whole first, like 30, what, 40 laps or something like that. Now Emerson is there. 3/10. He tried to go to the bottom and get around. Now he's losing a little time trying to make that move happen. He lost a lot of time. As Tony is caught up to the battle up ahead of him. As he's just going to try and make it 3 wide on the bottom. Cropley is going to be the first one to go a lap down, it looks like. Or not. He's going to battle on the outside. Cropley does not want to go a lap down. He's battling Tony hard for this. This will allow Emerson getting closer to Tony for the lead. And Tony back to the inside of the 24 of Cropley. Cropley cannot do anything about it. And Emerson just does not have a car to do anything right now. It's all going to come down to pit stops again. Who pits first might have a shot at the lead for a little bit. Probably looking to try and put Tony and get back around Tony to get the lap back. He could get it done though. The Stewart just pulls away. Can Emerson get around the 24? As the 40 just got passed by the 7 in front of Tony here. Emerson is to the inside of Cropley, trying to get that move completed. And the 48 cannot get it done as he just breaks early into 1 and 2. But finally gets around the 24 there. As Emerson makes the move and it gets closer to Tony with that. Emerson's getting closer to Tony here. As they get closer to the 7 of Malenko here to go a lap down. Tony got a little loose there. Here comes Emerson off turn number 2. Looking to the inside maybe here into 3 and 4. Emerson is there to the bottom of the track. Side by side here off of turn 3 and 4, and Emerson clears actually before the exit of 3, or exit of 4, sorry. Emerson to the race lead. The 5th place pits Casey Kane. First one down pit road. This should be the last stop for everybody here. Emerson gets close to the 18 at Bend Park, right up in front. Trying to get around. Emerson couldn't get it done. We got more pitting back there. Devin Zimmerman getting back up into this pit here also. 48 looking to the inside of the 18 once again. Can't quite do anything. Emerson now goes to the outside maybe, not quite. They still stay out, nobody pitting yet. Stewart right behind. Looking to the inside here in 3 and 4. Tony sends it in there. Tries to get back to the front bumper of the 48, or the back bumper of the 48. Can't quite get there. Probably battling the 20 for no reason at the moment, as he's lapped down. 7th place pits. Tony Stewart around the outside of Emerson for the race lead now. Devin Zimmerman trying to get around the 24, also trying to get around Emerson here. Emerson back to the bottom of Tony Stewart. Here comes Devin at the 33 now. It's a 3-way battle for the race lead, and Emerson pits from the lead. This could be the decision of the race. That can make it. As these two continue to fight, Emerson pits. He's going to go get fresh tires and try to get out ahead. Devin Zimmerman still trying to get back to Tony here, and he does, side by side down the back straightaway. But Tony clears him. It looks like Tony's going to come and pit. The 33 of Devin Zimmerman does not pit here. He will consume the race lead. It's Cropley's on his outside. God damn it. I fucking hate that everybody's pitting. Will Devin Zimmerman pit? Bill Elliott stayed out the longest last time. It looks like he's going to do that again. Emerson came out ahead of Zimmerman. Where does Tony come out? We'll stay on with Zimmerman for right now. There's Tony. Tony's definitely behind the 48. Here comes Jesse Adams too, looking at the picture right behind, or is he pitting now? Looks like the one is pitting. Devin Zimmerman still stays out. Couple others all doing the same thing. We're just staying with the 33s. Everybody else continues to stay out on track. It looks like it is Emerson over Casey Kane over Tony Stewart right now. Are your top three that have already pit, I should say. A lot of people pit last time by. Looks like Devin Zimmerman will pit this time. In second place is Mike Bliss, quite a bit behind. And then Michael Waltrip, Markle, and Emerson will take the race lead back. And it looks like Mike Bliss will stay out another lap. It is Emerson over Tony by 4/10 right now. Looks like Mike Bliss is finally pitting right here. We're gonna go find the 48. Emerson and Tony still close together. Casey Kane still also there, not too far behind. And lap traffic coming out right behind them, or right in front of them, I should say. Oh, right behind. Gavin Wintermere up in the fourth, Casey Kane third. As we continue to watch the battle for the race lead up here. Devin Zimmerman fell with a lot of people pitting early. Here comes Tony off a turn forward to the inside of Emerson for the race lead. Tony gets that lap lead. And Emerson, though, right back around. Tony backed off into the corner there. I might allow Casey Kane to get into this picture. Casey Kane right at Tony Stewart now, looking to the inside. Devin Zimmerman falls down to 7th. We watch Gavin Wintermute try to get up to Casey Kane. The 40 right behind him with the lap down. And the 18, they're both lap down behind the 21 here. And Tony catching back up once again to Emerson here. Only a 1 lap difference on the tires though. Boo-doo-doo-boo. Tony can't quite get there though. 4 tenths. Kane has fallen back to a second and a half. Tony's still there. About 3 tenths. They've fallen back from the lap traffic, so as long as Tony can try and stay with the 48, should be okay. Jesse Adams now has Devin Zimmerman to the inside, possibly 3 wide here in the 21 and 24. Zimmerman trying to get up into the top 5 after leading a lot of laps early in this race. To the inside of Gavin Wintermere is the 33. Zimmerman back into the top 5. He's got the freshest tires out of everybody up here, along with the one of Jesse Adams up ahead. So it should have been a really easy pass right there in the 21. Jesse now has to battle lap traffic. He's got the 24 Cropley right with him here. Cropley could not get it to stick there. Tony has just fallen. Almost 2 seconds behind Emerson. Now he's falling behind Ben Park right there in the 18. Emerson's trying to catch the other lap traffic up ahead. It's Kane now as Jesse Adams catching him, but Devin Zimmerman has caught up to Jesse Adams here. Here comes Zimmerman. Came out 7th, back up to 4th though. But here comes Cropley with a great run out the corner. And Jesse Adams right back with him. Adams back to the inside of Devin Zimmerman. Zimmerman not happy about that probably. Emerson up to 1.5 seconds over Tony Stewart. I presume Emerson will probably jump up to second in points. Stewart will extend the points lead by a lot, being in second. Jesse Adams though loses the spot to Devin Zimmerman right there. Zimmerman trying his hardest to get back up to what he had early on in this race. He's got a long 3.8 seconds from the race leader though. Tony back to 8 tenths. Maybe he's reeling it back in. Emerson's starting to fall off maybe. Can Tony get there? He's trying. Devin Zimmerman behind here is caught up to Casey Kane, and he's trying to get up in the 3rd. But here comes Jesse Adams right back at him. Devin Zimmerman to the inside of Casey Kane. This is for third place. Can't quite get it to work though. He does have, what, 8 lap fresher tires than the 19. He should be able to make this move work. Zimmerman trying again here in the 3 and 4. Sends it down to the bottom. Looks like he will clear the 19 now. He's going to try and set sail, hopefully, to get at least a second. He's got about 13 laps to do so. Tony falls back to 1.2 seconds behind Emerson. Emerson now battling lap traffic, though, of Harvick. This could help the 20 of Tony Stewart as Emerson gets pushed high here. And possibly really slowed up, but here he gets a great run off of turn 4. He goes back to the inside of Harvick. But cannot get that to work. That might allow Tony to get into this. Tony about 8/10 back now. And Zimmerman is about 2.3 off of both of these guys. 2 seconds now. But he's got 2 lap traffic cars ahead of him. So he also has to get around 3 of them, sorry. Tony catching back up finally. 7/10. Can he get it to work? Five-tenths of a second now. Half a second, 3/10. Tony got a great run through 3 and 4 there, or 1 and 2 there. Looks like Emerson though had a great run off the turn 2 there. Devin Zimmerman about 1.8 back. But he's, like I said, he's got the lap traffic out of him to get around. A 9 to go for Emerson. Tony about 5/10 back. I think he's gonna lose some again. I thought he just got loose there. Maybe not. 18 all of a sudden behind him has got to run. He's gonna try and pass the 20 for some reason. Devin Zimmerman not having a good time back here. Jesse Adams catching back up to him. And Tony gets passed by the 18 of Ben Park, who's lapped down. As Emerson continues to pull away. And I'm pretty sure they can all make it to the end, but you never know. I mean, Devin Zimmerman is catching. I don't think it's fast enough for him. Ben Park does have fresher tires than Emerson, so that's why he's passing these guys. I just don't think he has enough time to do so. But I could be right about Zimmerman. He might have enough time to get the Tony. No, he won't, because Jesse Adams is battling him. They're around the same lap tires. That's why Jesse is making this work. Emerson got 4 laps to go now. He's got a 2-second lead over Tony. Zimmerman, can he get around the 24 Cropley? Cropley also has fresh tires, so he might just try to pass Tony. Tony about 1.4 back. Now if the 18 tries to pass the 48, that could screw up the 48 a bit. Zimmerman just trying to get around Cropley to have a chance at Tony. So he can at least gain some points on the 20. Emerson this time coming around to 2 laps to go. Sorry, 3 laps to go. No, 2. 2 to go. And someone just pit. I see that. Someone just screwed their whole race. So whoever's dead last right now just screwed their race. Emerson comes off for turn 4. He's going to hit 1 lap to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Who's last? Mark Martin decided to pit there. That's who ended up pitting. Emerson, though, through 3 and 4 for the final time. Started second with strategy and whatnot. He comes around. He's going to win here at Homestead Miami Speedway. And someone just pit on the last lap just screwed themselves. And we will go through the rest of the results after the race. We gotta wait for Harvick to finish, and it looks like it was Gavin Winterme who pit on the last lap to finish dead last. Was pitting really, really early the whole race, and it screwed him. And same with Mark Martin, did the same thing. Brought him a 38th place finish. So they're gonna lose a lot of points here today. Now we wait for everybody to pit. Yep. Boom, boom. All right. Let's go take a look at those results. And Emerson, like I said, has won the race. At Homestead, he led 32 laps with the 139. Tony led 57. Devin led 44. So the top three that dominated the race are 1, 2, and 3. Jess Adams got 1, 2 for Maisie, and that's your top 5. Devin Smith got a top 10. Casey Kane, Rusty Wallace, Lingerfeld, and Travis Quapple all got top 10s here. Fuck out of here. Bill Elliott, Dave Blaney, Matthew Hubert, Kurt, and Dan Parker, your top 15. As for laps led, Bill Elliott got 1, 2 for Dave Blaney. Fastest lap of the race goes to Kenny Wallace. I don't think anybody down here led laps. No, they did not. Everybody on the lead lap except for Ben Park, Jacob, Cropley, Mark Martin, and Gavin. Now we go look at the points. Tony Stewart is your points leader over Dan Park by 59 points, 80 over Mike Bliss, Rusty Wallace 82. Those are the only guys within 100 points. Lingerfeld, Bill Jarrett, Devin Smith, Emerson Arden, who got second up to 8th, Todd Bodine, and Travis Quapple. Your highest winner is Tony now, and Emerson, and there. That's who all the winners are. So we've had 5 different winners. Mark Martin's 35th, Merkel 16th, Harvick is 12th, Emerson 8th, and Tony Stewart is first in the points. Uh, we'll do most top 5s. Has been Tony with 3, with 3 top 10. So every top 10 Tony's gotten, he's getting a top 5. So with top 10s, you do have 5 drivers with 3 apiece. Tony, Mike Bliss, Rusty, Lingerfeld, and Devin Smith. Your average finish looks like it's Tony, Dan, Rusty, Mike Bliss, Lingerfeld, Dale Jarrett, Smith, Todd Bodine, and Travis Quapple. Laps completed though. So 457 is the most. Tony, Rusty, Mike, Dale, Todd, Waltrip, Jesse, and Bone Adams have all done that. And your lap leader of the season is Tony Stewart at 80 over Kevin Harvick, Angel Gutierrez, Devin Zimmerman, Markle Emerson, and whatnot. A lot of people haven't led laps yet. And now let's get on into oh, we're just gonna close this for now. Let's get on into the Glen, which I had how many laps written down for this one? 63. 63 laps at Watkins Glen. And time of day back to 1 p.m. And we regenerate. Oh, wait. 68 degrees. My stupid, where is that at? I thought, I thought I had it on that. I forgot that I changed it. That's my bad. So 70 and 70. Yep, that's all right. Good, good. We are at Watkins Glen now. I just want to make sure. Yeah, we haven't had yellow flags in a minute, so whatever, we'll leave it alone. And let's get on into that. Into Watkins Glen now. As it loads up. Who was second in points? That's who we'll watch in, oops. We'll watch Dan Park's qualifying. I'll open this again. Unlock. Close the relative. Boop. And we got Vegas and Sonoma after this on the next stream. And then a fun stream after that one, and then the All Stars. Okay. Put it on the 9 of Dan Park, who's second in points. And then put this back here during qualifying and whatnot. Yo. TV1's fine. Everybody gets 2 laps like normal. The sun glare there. Jesus. And everybody's about to start their first lap. Bam, bam, bam. Now look at the runoff they take there. Could you imagine I put track limits on? Let's see who takes pole after lap 1. Looks like Malenko, Maisie, Jeff Green to the pole at the very end. Really close at the top of the board. Dan Park qualifies 38th and Tony Stewart 37th. So your top 2 in points did not have a good first lap of qualifying. Can they do better on the second lap though? Nope. Does somebody dethrone Jeff Green? Maisie does. Kurt Busch. Dan does not improve from last. We'll have to go find where Tony Stewart qualified. That is not good for Dan Park. Dead last at the Glen. Everybody did qualify. Okay. Time to advance. Let's see how many laps of gas it gives us.
Alright, man, we're going green
It
next
says
time by.
23.
Alright, man, we gotta line up on the left side
I
here.
don't
Pit road is
believe
closed.
it's gonna be 23. Kurt Busch in the 97 is on pole. Tony Stewart got 23rd, so still not the best for the points leader. The one long pace lap here. And now let's go through the starting lineup. Kurt Busch, Maisie Creighton, your front row, Todd Bediant, Gavin Wintermead. The 21's doing pretty well in qualifying. Got Jacob in the 40 and 5th. Mike Bliss, Cropley, Devin Smith, Jeff Green, and Dave Blaney, your top 10. And here's the rest of the field. Your points leader, Tony Stewart, starting 23rd here. Your last road course winner, Ty Merkel, back in 33rd, so not a good qualifying showing by him. Dan Park, like I said, back in last. Wait, can I have this? Oh. Never mind. Look at the pace car. He's taking the off-road line. It says they can go 23 laps of gas, but I'm going to assume it's like 15 to 18. That's my guess. We will see, though. They just did one whole lap under pacing. Ford's top 3. And the Fords win this week. We will see. We are green here at Watkins Glen. And they are squarely toward the back half of the field. Kurt Busch gets out in front of the 26, but Maisie trying to fight her on the outside up here. But can't quite get there. Jake is up to 3rd. Oh, Mike Bliss really loose through the S's over here in the 0. It looks like Devin Smith back here in the 94 fighting Dave Blaney here. Into the hairpin, or into the chicanes there. We got some people sideways back here. Looks like they're all gonna make it through for the moment. We'll go back up front. Kurt Busch out to commanding the lead. Can the 24 or Colin Cropley do anything? He's right behind Jacob in the 40. Goes really wide, gets a little loose there. Same with the 0. But Mike Bliss back there once again. Todd Bedian, though, a little defensive behind with Jeff Green trying to pass him to the inside. On the front straightaway here. It looks like we got a yellow. We do.
Alright, man, caution is out. Caution
Looks
is
like
out.
Tony's got damage. For sure, Malenko had damage there. What? Oh man, Bill Elliott went up. Look at the 7 right here. Him and Tony Stewart. Tony collects the 7 and they both go around. Devin Zimmerman and Tony goes on his side there. Bill Elliott gets collected. And it looks like a normal Watkins Glen wreck back here. Go to that 91 of Bill Elliott back there. We'll take a look at this. Bill Elliott also got up on his ass pack from behind. Getting into this boat right there. Let's see who hit him. It looks like the 42 of Markle got involved. Devin Zimmerman. Jesse Adams got some damage hitting the 7 there. Rusty Wallace. Markle. Like I said, it looks like Emerson, your last week winner. Everybody else is getting through. As the 7 is trying to get out of the way. Everybody else stopped. Here goes the 11. And some people might have had to tow because of the 7, so Dan Park, did he tow? And Dan hits Mal. Mal had the tow. So we'll go through this. The race leader is still Kurt Busch. We'll have to wait and see here in a minute. Like I said, Tony got damaged. He went up and over. Your points leader not having a good day. And nobody up front, from what I can tell, is pitted. So, Dan Park's still on the lead lap. Tony Stewart's a lap down. Ty Markle's lap down. And Malenko is 2 laps down. Looks like he, when he had the tow, is out of the race right now. The other 2 on pit road. It looks like Malenko's now on pit road. So they're all 1 lap down for the moment. With that massive wreck that happened. Looks like one of them is going again. That is on pit road. We'll be going green this next time by. We'll see. We got a couple pitters at the back. Looks like Dan Van Park maybe. Looks like the 37th place car, Markle, is back up and going. Tony and Mal are both 2 laps down. We know the 20 ended up getting damaged and flipping over, so he's probably going to be in pit road for a while. Same with the 7 who got spun there. We got at least 1 more lap of caution after this. So Devin Zimmerman, Jesse Adams, Dan Park, looks like they all got their damage fixed. Or everybody that caught back up, I should say, is getting their damage fixed. Looks like almost everybody's back on track, except for last place, probably Tony Stewart. We're going green this time by. And no, it is the 7 in Malenko. Tony fixed faster, flipping over and over versus the 7. That is why. The 7 is not having a good year. Why is there a gap on the 97? To Jacob. Did Jeff Green not go down? I don't get it. Oh, frames are dying. Looks like we're good. They died for a second, now we're back. Now we gotta wait to go back green. These minute and 15 laps. Sorry, these 2:25 laps. Very low here. And everybody is back on track, at least. Mal 3 laps down, Tony 2 laps down, Markle 1. And now pace car is falling off. We're gonna get back on green here. Kurt Busch, Maisie, on the front row
Green
again.
flag, green flag.
And we are back green here at Watkins Glen. Look at everybody fan out down the front straightaway. Maisie in the 26 trying to hold it around the outside of Kurt Busch this time. And they are there. Can she hang on? Trying to beat Kurt Busch through the S's here. Can't quite do it though. Jacob in the 40 trying to do that, and Todd Vadine could not get it to work. Here comes the 07 of Dave Blaney back there. Around Devin Smith in the 94. Looks like everybody gets back in line for the moment. There's some people getting sideways through the S's here. Everybody gets through it. There's Tony back on track. Mel. Oop, I don't know what that was. Oh, the 3 of Bone Adams goes off the track there. That was close. I'll continue to watch and see. Looks like they got through this time. No major wrecks this time. I'll watch Mike Bliss as he's in the chaos back here. Jeff Green trying to pass up there up front. Mike Bliss still side by side with Harvick through the S's here. We'll go back towards the front of the field. Anybody trying to pass up here? Looks like Jacob on Dave Blaney here, or Blaney on the 40. They're all going through the bus stop here. We're going to watch back here. Ben Park right behind Gavin Winchmew in the 24. Looks like everybody made it through that this time. Oh, one in the grass again. That was Travis Quample that time. That was close. Looks like they made it this time again. I don't know why they race so much better here than they do at the Red Bull Ring. I get it, there's an actual setup for the track. Maybe it's that. Who knows? But Kurt Busch is gone from the top. The other two, he's 1.1 ahead. We're gonna watch Ricky Rudd try to get to Angel Gutierrez here. However, with Tony having problems, that gives Dan Park a chance to maybe leap him. The 25 ahead, and look at the 28 tail fishing there. Is this gonna allow the 24 to get to him? Look at everybody coming off on the turn there. Oh, 16 hits the 12 there. That was close. Nobody wrecked again. Looks like we're good. Tony is actually up here trying to battle with people. Malenko all by himself, dead last after having to fix all the damage he had. And now it is that conga line, kind of like at the Red Bull Ring, but there's still more battling going on here than there is at the Red Bull Ring. Bowen Adams, the 31 of Jeff Burton, trying to battle now. Mark Martin to the inside of the 31. 31's loose through the S's. He's trying to make it work, and he couldn't do anything there. Mark Martin looking to the inside of the 3 of Bowen Adams here into the bus stop. They could not get that to work. There goes Emerson battling the 88, your last week's winner, up in the 18th now. He's up 11 spots from where he started here today. You see people ahead of them battling. As it starts to get spread out here. I still don't know how many laps they can go on gas, and someone's pitting now. I think someone at the back of the field ended up getting damage there. Man, Mark Martin way wide right there, and that's going to allow Jeff Burton to get to him in the S's, but Burton could not do anything. This might allow Harvick to get to him. Mark's taking a weird line into the bus stop this time because of that. There's still like 3 wide and whatnot back here. Harvick battling Mike Bliss now. Oh, Michael Waltrip back there almost got turned. Did you see that? That was another close call. It looks like Bill Elliott's now lapped down. He had problems. And now it's getting to that spread out field. Jeff Green just went really wide. This might allow Bowen Adams to get close to him. Maybe not. We're gonna go see what happened with Bill Elliott, because he's still on pit road. Did he get damage here or something? Looks like he already had damage. So we're gonna have to go back more and see what happened. He already has damage there. Already had damage there. Already had damage. Already had damage. Already had damage. He had damage for a while. I don't know why he just all of a sudden pit. He waited till under green. Could have did that all under yellow. And he's coming back out on track now, but like, that's interesting for sure. Tony Stewart got ahead of him because of that. And now we're in that conga line here at the Glen also. We'll go on board with Maisie here. Trying to chase down Kurt Busch. See, Maisie ran a 1:11.4 last time. 3/10 slower than Kurt. Now it's really all about that pit strategy for everybody. And when they have to pit. I am going to do this. We're going to put it on most exciting and let it do its thing. Oh, Lingerfeld got really loose there. That was close. But he saved it, it looks like. Someone up here feels like it's slowing down. Look at the 5 might be slowing people down. The 11 gets loose through the S's. Kurt Busch has pulled out in a 1.7 second lead now. Bad thing for Dan though, even though Tony had his clip and is 2 laps down, he is only 4 spots ahead of him, 3 spots ahead of him. That is not good for Dan. Dan needs a better day than what he's having. Everybody still gets loose there. Let's go on board with Todd Bedine now per lap. Actually, do we have a different one? Yeah, we do have gyro. We'll do this camera through Watkins Glen with Todd Bedine. Alright, now we'll go back to the TV. Doesn't look like anybody's able to pass now. Yay, road courses. We're just waiting on pit stops now. Look at how loose Kurt gets. They're all drifting through this corner. Just waiting for like one of them to mess up. But that's the problem. The AIs can do this and not have a problem. Kinda looks like they would get loose and then they just save it instantly. Kurt might just dominate the whole race. So far they might make that 23 laps of gas that it was saying. They did have a couple caution laps to save. Battle of my coworkers is going pretty well. Jacob was 4th, and the 21 of Gavin is 10th, so Jacob is going to gain points on the 21. Gotta get the schools. Oh, pit stops here coming to lap 19. And it looks like everybody is pitting. Nobody's taking a chance. But a couple guys did pit on that first caution. It looks like Ben Park will stay out. He will take a chance. Yum. 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 They're all getting loose to this though. That's wild to see. Well, these guys all pit this time now. Will Kurt Busch still come out the race leader? And Ben Park does pit. Jeff Green. Devin Zimmerman does not, because he pit under that yellow. Along with Dan Parks. So this could be Dan Parks' chance. So him and Devin Zimmerman got the pit under that yellow. Zimmerman obviously had to fix damage. Dan did not. Or if he did, it was very little. And they get to go at least a couple more laps than everybody else. Kurt Busch is still the race leader in theory over Maisie, Todd, Badine, Blaney, and Jacob. Look at the slides from people, Jesus. And the top two still stay out. Oh, Emerson almost got turned by the 88 there. That was close. But I was trying to watch the midfield. We'll go back to the race leaders for a second here. We'll see how many laps these guys can stay out. So in theory, these guys should be able to go to 24 with pitting in lap 4. Or they have a chance to one pit early and one pit a lap later, like everybody else was. You can see Kurt Busch though back there, out of turn 5. Devin Smith pits this time, same with Dan Park. Look at everybody else back here. Looks like they're all getting through that turn pretty good now. No problem. Back to single file bullshit. Curtis Busch is about 3.3 seconds ahead now. Get Kurt get loose. Mesa gets loose. Oh, drift, Tokyo drift. Meow, meow. Nobody's close to each other to pass either, that's the problem. But how can you pass when they all do this? Nope. But you got Tony and Merkel battling for no reason. Bill Elliott's got the fastest lap with a 1:10.6. Got some people trying to pass up here. There, Dan does have better tires than these guys by a couple laps. So. We'll leave it on most exciting for now. we'll see what it ends up giving us here throughout the rest of this race, since they're having a rough time passing each other. You would think the guys that make iRacing can make good AI racing, but because they made, NR 2003, but ever since I started doing this stuff, it's been hard to get the AIs to battle each other well. NR was just so perfect for that. Dan trying to make a pass on Michael Waltrip here, or on Lingerfeld, sorry. But he does have fresher tires, so that could be the reason. So 20, 40, 60, so you never know. Dan Park and, who's the other one that was out with it? Devin Zimmerman could be in a spot here to where they can make it to the end on their final stop, and the other guys are going to be like 3 laps short, 2 laps short. So there is a little bit of strategy with that one yellow that happened early in. At least they're getting really spread out, but other than that, it's just a fucking conga line. I don't understand how Kurt is the only one pulling away. I get he's got clean air, but now he's got like somebody in ahead of him. I think it's Bill Elliott up there. I think I might do what I was originally going to do on iRacing before. We'll do after this season, we'll go back to like a NASCAR multi-class series. I just think we use a couple different cup cars. So we'll like use Gen 4 COTs, next gen or something, I don't know, something like that. Or 87s. Can you imagine having the 87s, Gen 4 and COT all in the same car? That's something. I actually think Dave Blaney might end up being the leader after this, or Todd Bodine. I think they've all been up front quite a bit, or just been finishing races. So we'll see what happens with that. Now we go back to, we're up to Bowen Adams 13th. It says they're getting close to somebody, but not really. There's no action going on right now, unfortunately. The only real thing to talk about is maybe strategy. I still think Dan Park 20 lap 23 and Devin Zimmerman up there in 25th lap 23. I think they can make it to the end if they could do it. It's like 26 or 46, and then 23 from there. And they should be. It'd be like really close, I think. Maybe what, 66? Yeah. So they should be able to meet. Everybody else is gonna be really close on fuel. Kurt's caught up to the one lapper up front. I don't get why there's a gap from 10th to 11th either still. Nobody's passing to make that a difference. No. I'm surprised the guys with at least a couple laps fresher tires are not passing, but they ain't doing anything. With Devin Zimmer back here in the 33 really. He's got at least 2 laps fresher. You'd think he'd be able to make moves, but he can't do it. Yeah, it just doesn't work like that. I wonder what would happen if I limited them to like a certain amount of tires or something like that. Would that make it work? Probably not, but... No, Billy Elliott's on pit road. Did someone pit early here? Oh. Yeah, Matt Kenseth pitting on the lead lap. That seems a little early. Like Kurt, I don't know. He's just way ahead. Oh, he's pitting now. What the fuck? They're pitting 10 laps earlier. I mean, I get we had the one yellow, but one yellow shouldn't make a 10 lap difference. What the fuck? They're all pitting. I doubt the 33 pits, right? But some guys stayed out. Interesting, I don't get it. So Bone Adams is way ahead now. But in theory, like I said, Devin and Dan should still make it another, what, 2 laps beyond the guys here. So this is the first guy. Kurt's right here in the middle of all this. Bone still did not pit. Is Kurt gonna screw himself over from hitting super early? Bone gets hella loose, like everybody does through there. At this point, I just think some AI are dumb. Just the 3 pit this time. No. But he's going longer than normal again. The 16 pits, the 29 does not pit. Devin Zimmerman pits. What? I don't understand. This pit stop sequence shit is weird. What? Kurt's already. Yeah, he's already 7th. Everybody else behind him's already pit. It looks like Ben Park had a horrible S there. Might allow the 24 to get closer. Looks like Bone Adams is finally pitting. But Harvick does not. Okay. I don't understand this at all. Kurt's now 9.2 seconds back. Dan Park's still out there. But why did Devin Zimmerman pit? I don't get it. Interesting. See, does Harvick pit this time? Harvick does. Jesse Adams does not. Michael Waltrip pits. Okay, Dan Park, Kyle Petty also did not pit yet. It's too damn spread out. Curtis Busch is catching up to Dan back there. On 1.2 back. Now we're waiting for all these guys to pit. And Jesse still stays out another lap. Kyle Petty still stays out one more. But Dan Park comes in. I don't understand that. These two did not have as much fuel as the 9 car. Interesting. Definitely interesting. Well, Jesse Adams pit this time. Jesse Adams does not pit again. What about Kyle Petty? Cal Petty does not pit again. I don't understand. Why did everybody else pit so early? This could work out for these two. Like, Kurt's about 4.2 back from Kyle Petty. Like, Jesse is not losing that much time right now. This is baffling. Jesse and Kyle Petty both did not pit again. I don't. How does the 33 and the 9 not make it further than these two? They both pit under the yellow. Did they not take fuel? I don't understand. Unless these two have been saving gas or something. Which I don't think AIs do that. I mean, Jesse's going again on the lap 39 here, and Kyle Petty pits now. And Jesse has a 2.7 second lead on Kurt Busch. Sorry, an 8.2 second lead on Kurt Busch. And Kurt's already pit. He's almost making it the 20 plus laps. Look where Kyle Petty came out. He came out 30th. He's definitely way back there. We'll probably stay. I'm going to stay with Jesse when he pits. See where he comes out. He's pitting now, coming to lap 40. To lap 39. He might be able to... No, there's no way. He can't make it to the end. Definitely has the best shot, I think, to beat Kurt at this point. If he could do a weird fuel strat. Kurt, Maisie, Todd, David, Dave Blaney, Angel, Jacob, Ricky Rudd, Jeff Green, and Devin Smith are your top 10. Let's see where Jesse comes out here. He's gonna fresher lap tires than most guys here. He's gonna come out 24th, 25th. Right behind the 99. And Mitchell Hodak. We'll watch Jesse here for a second. I want to see if he can do anything with those fresher tires. Kurt's got a 4.4 second lead over Maisie. But Jesse has to move to be able to keep contending for the lead. If he doesn't pass anyone, I will be surprised. He's got 9 lap pressure tires at a road course. You can tell me if they can't pass. That's wild. I don't get it. Do not get it. You should be able to send it in so like this turn and catch up. But no, just like the Red Bull ring, we're having a conga line. What? Out of the road courses that added, I don't think Sonoma is going to produce any passing. They were side by side a bit more here. And Kurt's out way ahead. Let's go find Dan Park. And we're going to go on board with second in points. In the 9 car. Who is currently 32nd. Not having a good day. But he's ahead of the points leader, Tony Stewart. Who's behind him like 2 laps out. As you can see, the conga line continues here at Watkins Glen. Let's go find Jesse Adams. And he still can't get around the 99 with 9 lap pressure tires. That seems really stupid to me. Go find Curtis Bushes. We're gonna sit with Curtis Bushes till he pits. Meow. Meow. Dave Blaney has somehow managed to get up to 4th, gaining 6 spots, and Angels gained 7, up into 5th. Some people have managed to move. Kurt's got a 5.3 second lead. Holy shit. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. Ba-da-da. Ba-da-da. Did something happen? Why is there 35th, like right in front of the leader? Or did they pit? If I find something happened to Comp today, I'm throwing this off. Why are you so far behind? You just pit? What the fuck? I don't understand that pit. Okay. Brutus is so far ahead. Go on board with the 40 here for a lap. Oh, we got pit stops. Oh shit. Everybody's pitting. But Jeff Green. Bone Adams. This should be that. The guys that are pitting now, I don't think are making it to the end. And that's diabolical. What? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do? No. Drifty, drifty, drift. Drifty, drifty, drift. Let's see, where does Kurt come out? There's Kurt. 20th. Jeff Green, Gavin Pitt, Bowen stays out though. Biffle stays out. Interesting. I don't get that. I get these two. And Jesse Adams, who pit lap 4. Now, with Kurt catching these guys, unless he runs out of fuel, I don't get it. $13 to go, though. Bowen stays out again. Biffle stays out. Harvick stays out. Zimmerman stays out. Jesse Adams stays out. And then it's Kurt already. Like, Dan's staying out again, too, but he's too far behind Kurt. It doesn't matter. I think Bowen might be the only one that has a chance, because if Jesse gets back in traffic and he only just came out ahead of Kurt, and he's only 2.4 ahead, I don't think he's going to be able to keep that up. Now Bowen, though, has a huge gap. Biffle pits. Devin pits. So Jesse Adams, Harvick, and Bowen all stay out. I mean, Bowen just gained like a whole second this lap, so if he doesn't pit this lap, I'd be surprised. Like, you would want, if he pits this time, it's Harvick and Jesse Adams pit though. Harvick does not. Jesse Adams does not. Time to go. At this point, we're just gonna make it. Yeah, I'll just do it myself. Keep it on the leader. Meow. The Bowen came out 15th. There is a chance that he could still do this. Say Kurt Busch runs out of fuel. Harvick pits. Jesse Adams stays out. Um, 8 laps to go this time by. And damn Park is still out here too. Jesse Adams stays out again. Well, the first run they did go 23 laps to gas. I don't think Jesse could do that, but we will see. Dan just pit. No. Jesse stays out another lap. Kurt is catching him though with the 9 lap fresher tires. See, he had a 111.4 to Kurt's 111.3. It's about a 10th difference right now. Bing, bing, bing. I mean, Jesse's still, he's trying, he's gonna stay out again. Can Jesse stay out till the end of the race and beat Kurt on a weird strategy? Looking like that's what he's gonna try and do. Jesse stays out again. Can he make the weird long strategy work? He's saying yes, he can. Bone Adams is up to 12th. I did not see that. That must have been when what's his name, Pitt. So Bowen will still at least get a decent finish out of this compared to what I think Jesse's gonna get if he ends up pitting. And he's pitting now, so that gives it back to Kurt when he's coming to lap 59 and 63 here. So that'll be 5 to go. He made it 9 more laps than them, or however many that was. I think it was 9. I think these guys can make it to the end. I'm not 100% sure. They have now been out here for 10 laps. I think everybody's making it to the end. Because if Jesse went 40 to 59, he did 19 laps. There's no way these guys all don't make 19 laps, right? All they had to do was... All they had to do was fortune. So we'll see. I don't know. I just don't get how some are spreading themselves farther, but the others are super close to each other. Yep, I think Kurt Busch is going to dominate this race to come around to just win from pole. Those road courses are bad on iRacing with AI. Two to go this time for Kurt. Jesse Adams is going to get a top 20, but that's not going to be. He's not going to be happy with that. He shouldn't be. Oh, Kurt's on his final lap. Looks like everybody will make it a fuel. So once again, welcome to another lackluster road race. And Kurt's coming around the final corner. He's gonna win here at the Glen in dominant fashion. And Maisie Crichton will get a top 5. Same with Todd Bodine, Dave Blaney, and Angel Gutierrez gained up into 5th somehow out of nowhere. Jacob 6th, Ricky Red 7th, Jeff Green 8th, Devin Smith 9th, and Gavin Wintermute will be rounding out the top 10. Owen Adams just missed the top 10, getting 11th. And then the rest of your field, where did Jesse Adams finish? Jesse Adams got 18th with that tragedy. Probably going to be very disappointed with that. Now we gotta wait for everybody to finish. So let's go to that 39th place car there. Unfortunate Mal. Now we wait for everybody to pit. We'll take a look at points and we'll see what's coming up. I think it's Vegas and Sonoma, is it? At least a lot of the road courses got done at the beginning of the year. So we got Sonoma and Montreal left. I think that's it. Let me look at the schedule while Mel's finishing here. We got Sonoma. Yeah, Sonoma, Montreal in terms of road races left, and that's it. We got after Sonoma, North Wilkesboro, Atlanta, then the All-Star Figure 8 race, Charlotte, Talladega, Kansas, Montreal, Iowa, Chicagoland, and to finish out the year, Auto Club Martinsville, and Michigan and Bristol. So hopefully those 4 races will be really good. Hopefully. And everybody's just stupid on pit road. Alright, cool. Cool, cool. The hell's going on there, Rusty? Alright, let's go take a look at the points. We'll close this. Boop. The fuck? Don't tell me you didn't save it. Okay. I was about to fucking, like, have a heart attack that did not save it. 43 laps for Kurt Busch led out of the 63. However, Bone Adams led 5, Ben Park led 2. Jesse Adams got the lead 10, 2 for Harvick, 1 for Devin Zimmerman. And that is it. Oh, and the fastest lap goes to Bill Elliott, 2 laps down. Lovely. Um, yeah, your top 10. There you go. And then where you finished. Here's 11th to 20th. 21st 230th, and the 30th on down. We'll look at the standings now. Dang, I'm surprised Tony's still the points leader. Tony is still your points leader after all that. By 29 points over Mike Bliss, Todd Bodine, Kurt Busch, Devin Smith, Dan Park, Rusty Wallace, Dale Jarrett, Angel Gutierrez, and Emerson Arden. Now we have 12 guys within the points, like within 100 points of the lead. So it changes real quick. Biffle having a really rough year. Same with Malenko. But Biffle's still, a good chunk of points behind Bracken and Mal. Biffle has an average finish of 31st. Everybody else at least has, like Mal has at least the top 10, but these two have nothing. So we have no double winners yet. We've had 6 different winners. Tony Stewart, Kurt Busch, Emerson, Harvick, Markle, and Martin. As for top 5s, Tony's still the most with 3, and a bunch of people with 2. Dan, Maisie, Lingerfelt, Jesse, Kenny, Emerson, and Harvick. And as for top 10s, it is Devin Smith with 4, so he's becoming a consistent one, with Rusty, Mike Bliss, Angel, Lingerfelt, and Tony Stewart all with 3, and a bunch of people with 2. And actually, I haven't looked at this. We've had no double pole winners either. We got Kurt, Markle, Zimmerman, Kenseth, Bliss, and Angel. And as for laps, 520 is the number right now. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people to have done all that. And most laps led is still Tony Stewart with 80. Harvick, Angel, Devin, Markle, all the way down to Gavin with double digits. We haven't looked at this, but Ben Park has the most incident points at 12, averaging 2 a race right now. That is not good. Emerson has 9, but he's top 10 in points, so I guess that's okay. Same with Tony with 8. But Tony flipped Watkins Glen, and his points they did drop a little bit. So, but like I said, next time we will see, guys. I have the schedule on my phone, so if it's wrong for some reason, like yeah, it's North Wilkesboro, then Sonoma. When I had to fix something the one week and it screwed everything up. And then when we get to here, sorry, it's Vegas in Sonoma. Don't know why. Well, yeah. So this is not right. I'll have to fix that next time. So I'll see you guys. Peace out.